morning and welcome to Rolling Hills Farm. Our much awaited cattle shed construction project begins today. You can see Dawn is scraping away built up hay from the winter on the site right here where we'll want this little shed to go. The calving shed is idea serves as just a little bit of a shelter here in the maternity pen, which also doubles as our feeding pen. The shelter will go there alongside the calving barn, but within sight of that camera right there, so that we can keep an eye on animals who might be out here just in case they faked us out and they do calve. They would have a little shelter right here. All right, after a bunch of manure removal, we've set a string that is level and flags that are parallel and perpendicular to the two main barns. And now we need to fill this up with gravel evenly and pack it down. The string will give us an idea of where the low spots are. And Dawn will haul gravel and fill this in. We ended up bringing in a gas-powered packer to get that gravel down solid so we're not making marks on it. The shed design is based on one at a neighbor's house. We logged the lumber from this farm several winters ago, milled it at a friend's house, and stacked it up in the barn to dry for several years. 2x4s, 2x6s, and then flat lumber for kickboards on the inside. As part of this project, you see we've removed the rocks from right through here. We're going to put a culvert right down here through the primary water flow area, and then build a rock and dirt bridge to get from that high spot to this high spot, so that we can feed up on top of the hill where it remains dry and stay out of the wet area. There, the culvert is in place on a bed of gravel. It drops about 8 to 10 inches over the 16 feet of the culvert. Next, I'm going to fill this in on both sides of this culvert with rocks. There you can see I'm covering the culvert with rocks now. Now continue to build out a ramp of rocks before gravel and dirt goes on top of it. So now you can see the driveway in place where the gate will go. There, done and ready for when we start feeding round bales through here. The building itself will be 18 feet wide and 10 feet deep, sitting on a base of green treated 2x6s, which will actually just sit on the gravel pad. It's going to be high 9 feet in the front, high enough for the skid steer to get in and clean it out periodically as manure builds up. The dimension lumber is all cut from poplar logs that were logged off this farm. It's a very soft hardwood that handles screws and nails very well. For this project, we're using 4-inch construction screws. The rafters are supported by 2 engineered beams, 18 feet long. The beams are glued with 3/4-inch plywood and bolted. We use the skid steer to hoist them up into place onto the posts previously set. So to support these clear span engineered beams, we've installed these knee braces, which are lag screwed into place for additional support, so that the roof supporting span is actually only a 12-foot distance, all to make sure that they can carry any snow load that happens here. And for extra support, I'm putting these hurricane braces on each rafter. That's enough for this afternoon. We've got rain moving in. Tomorrow, hopefully, purlins on the roof. They're all sitting over there and on the end walls. And then we can start putting steel on. We're just a couple of days away from completion.
Let go. Push.
Let go, push.
Why mine doesn't hold this there. Some of the screws don't go in like yours.
Mistake.
Even that hurt. It'd be nice if we didn't have to cut this.
I figured it right, we don't. There, trim board's on, and now we've started putting the kickboards on. We just need to get more screws, and there'll be kickboards all the way around the inside. But the trim work is done. As part of this rebuild, we redid the fence lines on both sides of this paddock in high tensile. And it just so happens we had everything we needed, the posts and the H stretchers and the wire left over from our last fencing project, so that didn't cost us anything. So an inexpensive solution to this pen, and we just reused them this time, are these cattle panels held in place on the corners by wood and in between with regular fence posts, and then a hot wire, just a single hot wire all the way around on the inside. And boy, it does a great job keeping animals apart. Sometimes we have heifers in here and the bull over there, and we've never had a problem anybody jumping through. So the final bill, a little over budget, including over $1,000 worth of steel siding and roofing, over $300 worth of hardware like screws, another $400 of treated lumber. And that doesn't count the wire and the panels and posts we already had, easily $500 more. And of course, that doesn't count the lumber that we logged off our own farm. So you can see it's getting pretty pricey. There, the kickboards are all in place. That's going to be plenty sturdy to keep the cows from banging through that metal. We still need a trim board up here, and I want to put a post on outside each front corner to keep the cows from scratching on that and moving that base. It'll be connected down there. But that's all going to have to wait because, well, we've got to start getting our haying equipment ready. We're very close to the start of haying season. I hope this was interesting to you. This building really was easy to build, and cattle panels and the entire paddock here is really a cheap way to build a separate space for your cows, especially during calving season. Thanks for watching. We'll be back very soon, hopefully, with haying equipment. We'll see you then. You feel better now? Good heavens, are you covered with mud? I guess I know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Nice mud bath.